Hello and welcome to the United Devils YouTube channel. Just a quick video on the news that broke yesterday about Lionel Messi wanting to leave Barcelona. Huge news that shocked the world of football. I don't think anyone was kind of thinking that Messi would ever leave Barcelona, but I think when we look at it, we shouldn't be too surprised. I think for a while now, Messi's grown quite frustrated with the Barcelona hierarchy and the people in charge at the club. He's been left underwhelmed by players that have been brought in, the likes of Arturo Vidal and Antoine Griezmann. He wasn't happy either when Neymar was sold a couple of seasons ago to PSG, so I think this is something that's been brewing for quite a while now. And I wouldn't be surprised if this perfect marriage that's been going on between Messi and Barcelona for the last 15 to 20 years sort of ends in quite a messy divorce. And the simple reason for that is because there's now a dispute on the way he leaves the club and how he'll leave the club. He has a £700 million release clause in his contract if a club wants to buy him at any time. However, there is also another clause in that contract that says that if he asks to leave at the end of the season, he can leave for free. Now, Messi's camp will argue that the season's ended, he's asked to leave, so therefore he should be allowed to leave for free. Barcelona will argue that actually because of coronavirus, the stage at which we're at now in terms of the year, sort of middle of August, this is when the new season would be started, and they would say that the £700 million release clause is now active again. So I think, this could have a very messy end, which would obviously be a shame for both the club and the player. There has been some suggestions that it may not take £700 million for him to leave. If he really wants to leave, Barcelona may play ball and look to sell him for a fee in the region of £150 million to £200 million. But that's still quite a large fee for anyone to be paying this summer with everything that's going on. Obviously, we've seen United, for example, haggling over doing a deal for €120 million for Jadon Sancho. So I don't see many clubs being in for him, £150 million to £200 million. I was just thought that came into my head yesterday. If Neymar wants to go back to Barcelona like he's intimated, would there be a possibility for PSG and Barcelona to do a bit of a swap deal? PSG are a club that's been linked with Neymar, with Messi since he's decided he wants to leave. But again, that would be a very complicated deal to do. And would Neymar be so sold on going back to Barcelona if there's no Messi there? And would Messi be so sold on going to PSG if there's no Neymar at PSG? But if he doesn't go to PSG, where could he realistically go? And I suppose you're looking at England, and there's probably 3 teams in England. Man City would be the favourites for obvious reasons. The connection he's got there with Pep Guardiola. They won everything there is to win together when Pep was in charge at Barcelona. He developed Messi's career, and they went on to be very successful together. He's also got a strong friendship with Sergio Aguero that dates back to when they both played in the youth setup at Argentina. They used to room together. Aguero reportedly tried to convince him to come to City on a number of occasions. So, there's a couple of links there that might suggest that Man City could get the player, and I would say that they're probably favourites at the moment, like I say. Manchester United, obviously our club, we're always linked with these deals, these huge players, but I just can't see United going at this one, to be fair. I think the money involved, the profile of the profile of the player speaks for itself, but the money involved is astronomical, and I just don't think it's something that'll interest United. Fans have got excited because if you're an NFL fan, you'll know that the Glazers own the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and this year they've signed Tom Brady, who, for people who don't follow NFL, is probably the NFL equivalent to Messi. He's probably the most successful player of all time. So they're wondering whether they may do a similar deal and get someone of that status in a Manchester United. But I think that's people being really ambitious and probably putting two and two together and making 5 or 6 rather than 4. But the other club, I suppose, who would have a chance in England would be Chelsea. They've had a massive summer this year, shown loads of ambition. Abramovich has been reportedly obsessed at the idea of signing someone like Messi and of his ilk, but again, it would be unlikely. But to be fair with Chelsea, you wouldn't rule anything out this summer, so we'll have to see. You know, outside of England, there's a couple of clubs in Europe. Obviously, I've mentioned PSG. You know that they'll always be interested because of obviously the commercial value there as well, and obviously they've got plenty of money to spend on wages and indeed transfer fees. He's been linked with a move to Italy. People got excited about the idea of him going to Juventus and linking up with Cristiano Ronaldo, but apparently there's no interest there from Juventus. Inter Milan are a team that have kept a keen eye because a little bit like Chelsea, they've got an owner there, Chinese owners who are sort of obsessed on the idea of trying to get Messi to Serie A. It's an option for him, but at this point, I don't really see him going to Italy. I think if he leaves Barcelona, he'll probably come to the Premier League. You know, there's been interest from outside of Europe, even in America, in the Middle East. You know, David Beckham's team have reportedly offered him a package. You know, he's good friends with David Beckham into Miami, but I just think those kind of countries at the moment, and he's probably not ready for, you know, he's probably got another 2 or 3 years playing at the top level in Europe. So I think, like I said before, I think if he goes anywhere, it'll be to one of the major leagues in Europe. I mean, he is 33, like I said, and he's on high wages, but he's not your average 33-year-old, you know, he offers so much still on the pitch, he's still churning out massive numbers, and he could still win teams major trophies. And aside from that, he's going to obviously bring with him massive commercial value, shirt sales, marketing value, you know, sponsorships. Everything's going to come flooding in for those teams who are lucky enough to buy him. But I wouldn't rule out him staying at Nou Camp either. I mean, there's a bit of a side story going on here. You know, he's not a lot of people at Barcelona are very happy with how the club's being run at the moment. You know, there's due to be some presidential elections next year. A lot of people are wondering whether this is a ploy from Messi to try and get those elections moved forward, because there's every chance that if those elections do move forward, the person who would get in would be Victor Font. He's a guy who's got designs on bringing Xavi to the Nou Camp to manage Barcelona. And it makes you wonder that whether Messi would be happy to stay at Barcelona if Xavi was the manager. Obviously, he's a player that he's shared great success with and a person that he'll have utmost respect for. So maybe this whole idea of him leaving and him putting in a transfer request may be a ploy to sort of hurry those elections on and get the president to resign. However, he's intimated that he won't resign, even with this Messi story coming out. It's something that he's determined to sort of battle through and sort of resolve with him in charge. So again, like a lot with this, we're just going to have to see where it goes. But I don't think we can make any mistake about it. Messi's probably closer to leaving Barcelona than he ever has been before. It'll just be a matter of which team can put a package together for him, which team feels like it's going to be a worthwhile deal for them, and then to see if Messi really does want to move when clubs come in for him and show some genuine interest. So I guess we'll just have to see. But yeah, that's all on Messi leaving. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe to the United Devils YouTube channel for loads more content. Cheers.